Yes, delighted to have it back. The League of Ireland is back. It feels like one of the longest off seasons in a long time, but we're back with live games from the League of Ireland. We warmed up obviously last week with the President's Cup, and a nice calm President's Cup we didn't have because James McLean played centre mid, set up the goal, 1-0 win for Derry away to Rovers, but also the chance to McLean after, obviously. So there was a lot of controversy surrounding that game. But in some ways, in selfish reasons, it does add a bit of niggle into the season ahead. And I feel like he's going to be a huge talking point, James McLean, this season. And in general, this season, I'm quite excited to see what happens. Obviously, Shamrock Rovers are going to go into it as heavy favourites. But if they do underperform, as maybe we thought they could last season and they didn't, if they do come to the pack a bit, we could see a very competitive league because there are teams of similar abilities, I would say, Shells, Pats, Bows, Derry, obviously, and maybe Derry leading that charge. But those three clubs previously that I discussed, they could be in the mix in terms of European places and beyond. So fascinating to see what happens. But anyway, let's look at this week's fixtures. And it starts with a blockbuster. And given it's only the second season of Virgin Media, it is great to have two games live on the opening weekend, exact same as last year in terms of the kickoff times, as in we have a Friday game on Sunday. But just to note that Virgin Media games this year will be at 8 o'clock. So that will allow 30 minutes of coverage beforehand, so from 7:30 to 8, and then we have half an hour of coverage after from 10 to half 10. And if, by all accounts, they're not just showing highlights of Premier Division games this season, but also the First Division. And it is staggered kick-off in terms of both leagues. The First Division kicks off next week, so it gives the Premier Division centre stage this weekend. So let's look at the three games. So 7:45, Derry City versus Sligo Rovers. That's live on LOITV. Well worth getting a package there. Great value option and get all the season pass or get a match as you go. Galway United versus Drogheda United. LOITV also 7:45. And the final LOITV game, 7:45, Waterford hosting Shelbourne. Before 8 o'clock, Shamrock Rovers versus Dundalk, making their return to the Premier Division. It's exciting having Dundalk back. It's exciting them going away to Shamrock Rovers. Is it probably the most one-sided game of the weekend? On paper, yes, but you're hoping under the Virgin Media lights, 8 o'clock Tallaght Stadium, that we'll get a good game there. Now, I know Rovers do, in general, have their home games at 8 o'clock, but just to reiterate, Virgin Media live games will be 8 o'clock to allow that pre-coverage and post-coverage. So, great stuff. And as I said, most of their games have been announced. I've tweeted out what games I've had, but you can also look up the Virgin Media. Now, the big one, Bows versus Pats. This is Virgin Media 2 once again, but it's 2 o'clock Sunday. I'll be heading into the Aviva myself, very much looking forward to it. Went to the Bows Rovers game last year, thought it was an excellent experience. Obviously, it doesn't have the razzmatazz of Bows versus Rovers, but it's still a Dublin derby. Bows versus Pats, Stephen Kenny as well. Yeah, it's going to be a big game, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So I would say the League of Ireland starting off with a bang this weekend. We've got 2 live games, 3 on LOI TV, and very much looking forward to the season. But yeah, let us know your comments. Who wins the league this season? Is it going to be a cakewalk for Rovers once again, or can one of the teams like Derry City or one of those 3 Dublin clubs cause an upset, or maybe there's a team beyond that? But if you can take 2 seconds, hit that like button if you enjoyed the content, and if you subscribe completely for free, you'll see more of these videos this season.